wanted to talk about some of my favorite things that I'm using in the studio right now. Some of these instruments I've had for a long time and some are pretty recent additions. So I'm still using a TC Helicon in my studio setup, but I'm using the Perform VE version of the unit, which has some really cool new capabilities with sampling. And it's actually a little more limited than the other Voice Lives, which I like because I have become so down the rabbit hole with presets, but in this case I have, three sort of banks that I can load up, which limits me, which is helpful when I'm trying to just get focused when I'm writing or in the studio. I like to use it for effects on the fly, filters, but what I'm most excited about right now is being able to sample in a stutter of my voice, just something like ooh, and then sending sending the MIDI notes from a different unit, a MIDI controller, to the Voice Live so that you are now playing your voice on a keyboard. And I think that's something that this version of the Helicon is really good at. So in order to create that effect of playing my voice live, I have loaded up the Critter and Guitari Septivox via MIDI, and it's just acting purely as a controller. So it's sending MIDI notes and the voice sample is being played live. So it's really great for coming up with ideas. Maybe I just get like a strange loop of voices and they're often pitched and sound otherworldly, and I can, harmonically shift the voice without having to sit there and stack up my vocals one by one doing the harmonies. I can just play them in. So I'm really enjoying that as a technique for getting quick vocal ideas down. I'm also really into the Prophet 6. I've worked with this synthesizer for a while now, and it includes so many of the original analog sounds and then also a bunch of new ones. It's really great for like sweeps and crazy effects, like when you want to do a big rise into a chorus, it has all these really dope cinematic kind of sound effects inbuilt, which I really like. And the coolest part about it for me is the distortion knob. So any sound that I bring up, if I just want to make it gritty and a little darker and more exciting, I can crank it right up and have, make it sound like a decapitator plugin is on the synthesizer. So it's really creative in that way. Another staple in my studio at the moment is the iPad. So I put it into a dock, which allows me to run MIDI out from the iPad and also run 1/4 inches out of the dock, which give me the sound to the computer. And again, the iPad can be used as a MIDI controller with the Helicon if you want to get techie. But in this case, I've just been using it for drum programming. So I use an app called the DM1, which is just a great vintage drum machine emulation. And load up a drum beat and it'll just help me get the song started. It'll set a tempo. And if I want to move into the computer and start programming drums on battery or something, I can always remake the beat inside the computer. But there's something really fun about making the beat in the room without having to engage with the laptop at all. So I can be writing an idea with these instruments and not have to touch the computer at this point. So I really like having that option at least.